a lie. They have now built me up. So every Muslim across the country, they've built me up as the person who's organising the riots and the trouble at their mosque, which is just not, it's not true. In fact, it's not just not true. The truth is the total opposite. I've been appealing for calm. Every demonstration I've had, there's been no trouble. So they've built me up as this fool guy because they're worried about the fact we put 100,000 people on the street. None of them are talking about the issues of why people are angry. That's just all.
And of course, Tommy, for those that don't know,
even beating them with batons. But then the counter-protesters also began beating the British citizens in the streets, including incidents that we can't even see on here. There's an awful lot to unpack as to why they're protesting, how their government seems to only come down on one particular side as if they're genuinely afraid of the other, and most importantly, how their media is actively trying to hide the attacks on its citizens. As the incident that prompted the protests was over this guy, with his face conveniently blurred out by the media, 18 days shy of his 18th birthday, going into a dance class to slash several kids in a horrific attack, where 3 girls aged 6, 7, and 9 tragically lost their lives. But the Daily Mail rushed in to classify the attacker as a quiet schoolboy from a West End musical, headlining an image of him when he was a kid himself, with Sky News using an even younger looking image of him, all omitting the fact that from the courtroom sketch, he doesn't even resemble anything.
You can see him at the law library right now. Hopefully you can hear me. This is a video about media manipulation, okay? Media manipulation, psychological operation campaigns that is attacking your mind to make you look stupid to your friends, your family, and your potential allies, okay? Okay, that's what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. So what you're going to see is an example of media manipulation against real gang-stalking victims. I got my bags over. I'm just getting hit with a direct energy weapon right here. So you gotta watch out for that stuff. Not only these direct energy weapons. My eye, y'all. No, that's the bag. Got a yellow bag, so I gotta look out for my bag. And one of the things they do is, I feel a stomp in a bag. I hear it moving. But when I turn to it, my bag is there. So these people swapping my yellow Trader Joe bag with another yellow Trader Joe bag and digging it in my contacts, my contents in the bag, get my information. I don't know. But it's weird what they do with these bag things. It's just like this psychological operation campaign with my bags. Like I said, I swear to God, like I feel like somebody's digging in my bag. They're replacing one bag with another, with something similar. And then everything sounds the same when it's moving around. And then I hear a thump and plastic moving around. So anyway, so let's get into media manipulation on YouTube when it turns to the gang stalking. And then I will show you an example of something. This is wonderfully done. Okay, so we're gonna go to time and date. I'm at the law library, so we're gonna go to time and date. Refreshing time and date. Okay, that's time and date right there. So let's go to gang stalking. That's gang stalking, 2 words. And this is YouTube, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Right here is this video right here. Now I'm going to minimize a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Put my glasses back on. Okay, so here it is. Why is this video? Because here it is. This is the top. This is the top video right here on it. Gang stalking, Google search pages. Why is this video right here at the top? Law offices of Roger P. Foley. Why is this video at the top? When Tamara's down here. Now, I don't like Tamara. I think Tamara is lying, and she's using her education as a shield to lie about real gang stalking victims. But this is page number 1 of Google search pages. Now, if you go all the way back up, you see? If you go all the way back up, you see this video. Now, why is this video from this lawyer dealing with gang stalking is #1 video. Somebody explain that to me. Why is it there? Okay. And Tamara got dethroned. Okay? Let's look at it. I'm going to show you why I think this is. They're doing a psychological operation campaign. And they know that nobody's paying attention to these dumb chosen ones, okay? Because a lot of them can't speak proper English. Like, I can't speak proper English anyway, and I've been born and raised in America. So there's no excuse. But these people talking about they're a chosen one and God bless them for this and that and that and this. And it's like, you can't even speak proper English. I mean, what are you talking about Jesus blessing you? Anyway, so I'm at the library, so I can't really play this video. But you can see it's loading. Okay. Let's go to description. See, there it is right there. See, don't talk to him. They mean talk to him, don't insult him. See, he says that we have this man is likely going through a mental crisis. This lawyer is basically saying that gang stalking victims are going through a mental crisis. A mental crisis. No, the F we not. No, the F we not. No, the F we not. Real gang stalking victims are not mentally ill. We're not going through a mental crisis. We're not going through a mental crisis. Okay? So why is this lawyer in this short video that's not describing anything, not talking about anything in detail, why is he saying that gang stalking victims are going through a mental illness when he hadn't done his research and he's supposed to be a lawyer? Okay? Now look at the videos. Now look at the video views right here. Okay, look at the video views. Okay, so why is this video? Because there's gang stalking, 2 words. Google. Gang stalking, 2 words. I don't know what's going on. But here's gang stalking Google, and here's the offices of P4. #1 video from YouTube on Google search pages. Dealing with gang stalking with all these type of views. No views at all. You better start asking questions. You better start asking questions. Now let's go to, let's go back to here. Let's go to Google Videos. Now this is Google Videos. Where is this Japanese video on Google relevant, YouTube relevant section on YouTube dealing with gang stalking 1 word and gang stalking 2 words tags? Not there. Okay. Where is the Justice Department? Oh, it's not there. Okay. You see all Tamara's videos, but nobody's watching Tamara. Okay. You see all her videos, nobody's watching. Okay. They're force feeding. They're protecting the Vice video, but nobody's watching that Vice video compared to Dontavia's video. Here's the Justice Department. Okay, so we're going to pause this. Ask the question, where is the Japanese video that you saw with that dude wearing a mask and the Justice Department video at? Now you see this? This video is getting seen by more people during the past weekend than all of these videos combined. But Dontavia's video is all the way down here. Let me show you. Okay. Here is Vice up at the top. Dr. Grande. Okay. Scroll down. Meth and gang stalking. Okay, meth and gang stalking. Keep scrolling down, and then you see Dontavia's video. Okay. Last night, Dontavia's video was #4 and #2 under gang stalking 1 word and under gang stalking 2 words tags under YouTube. Just a couple of hours ago was last night. Now you see Dontavia's video is all the way down here. Okay. Now this is just for your information. Okay. Why is a former meth head, okay, lying about gang stalking? It's above Dontavia's video. This is Dontavia's video. That's a lot of views in a couple of hours. Okay? With due time and date. Let's refresh. Okay. So you see Don Tavius got a lot of views. Now let's go look at Jamie Tall's video. These meth heads lying about what gang stalking is. Okay. Now if you're watching my video, right, I want you to come back within a week and you can see who got the most views. You're gonna see Jamie Tall's video higher in the search pages of YouTube. Okay? Even though this person, Don Tavius, got more views. I'm telling you, something is going on around here. Okay? I'm just saying. That's something is going on around here. Okay? You see? This is manipulation of the YouTube algorithm. Okay, let's go to gang-stalking, one word. Now, I'm sorry I had to mumble. I'm at the library. Why? Okay, nobody's watching this video. But you see, Don Tavius will have more views in 1 week than these videos combined. Okay, but remember, this lawyer says that gang stalking is most likely a mental illness. Okay, now we can go and Google the lawsuit from Targeted Justice. Targeted Justice lawsuit. Targeted Justice lawsuit. Targeted Justice lawsuit. Okay, we can Google Popular Mechanics magazine. Okay, what happened to Popular Mechanics magazine? Popular Mechanics magazine. Okay. Popular Mechanics magazine. Okay, talking about real gang stalking. It's right there. Okay, but this dude, this lawyer, is going to talk about you have a mental illness. Okay. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, what I'm going to go is I'm going to go to the uploaded date section. Be careful of these fake gang stalking victims talking about the chosen one. Like, most of these people are fake. Most of these people, you can believe in whatever crystals you want. Crystals are not going to stop gang stalking. Okay. Okay. Be careful about this one. This one's the fake gang stalking victim of the Christian variety. So is this one. Doing the reptilian tongue thing, constantly sticking his tongue out. Okay, I'm looking for someone. Okay, that's me. I'm on the wrong tag. Okay, hold on. I'm on the wrong tag. Okay. I'm slowly going to I'm on the right tag now. Gang stalking, one word. Gang stalking, one word. Okay. There it is. This is the next focus of my video. This will be the focus of my next video right here. It's this person. His see, one nice symbolism. They always do that. Okay, but you see this? He changed the title of his video multiple times, and I caught it. He would talk about remote neural monitoring. He only mentioned one sentence, said one sentence about remote neural monitoring. One time, one sentence. And then most of his video was talking about some Jesus, okay? I told you about these fakes, man. They're all fake. See, if you a real gang stalking victim, they really want you to believe in Jesus to excuse the fact that they're hitting you with direct energy weapons and mind control technology. They don't want that stuff coming out. So this is going to be the next focus of my video. Okay. All right. So just be careful about these people talking about the chosen one, prophetic word. Be careful of these people saying, I caught gang stalkers, and it's a short video that doesn't show nothing. Okay? Because they always do that. Like this. Okay. Okay, just shots about the moon, but she gonna say it's something to do with gang stalking. Just watch out for that. See, all she's just showing is pictures of the moon. She's not showing pictures of real gang stalking. Look, it's a picture of the moon. This is a fake gang stalking victim, and they always do that crap. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about media manipulation about the England riots that happened last week. And you can see it's similar. It's all psychological operation campaign they're playing on you. All right, I'm gonna flip the camera over. Okay, so just be careful about that. You're gonna realize that these gang stalkers, these fake gang stalking victims, these gang stalker by proxies, what they want you to do is do not record, do not film, do not document, do not research, do not connect with other victims, do not network with other victims. Basically, these fake gang stalking victims, they want you to suffer in silence, shut the F up, and believe in Jesus. And when you see that stuff, right then and there, then that's a fake gang stalking victim. That's a perp. He's trying to get you in trouble. And that's what this gang stalking is. They want to get you in trouble. The goal of gang stalking is to get you in jail, to get you in prison, to get you homeless. That's the goal. At the same time, have this all be labeled under conspiracy theory or under something supernatural, metaphysical. But the label gang stalking as something paranormal, metaphysical, or label gang stalking. I'm seeing to keep fucking with me. They want you to label gang stalking as something spiritual or religious, which is not. Gang stalking is a crime dealing with science and using scientific technologies and weapons against you. They want you, as a gang stalking victim, to label gang stalking as something supernatural, paranormal, and metaphysical. Okay, I couldn't say it, but that's what they want you to label gang stalking is, because you're gonna be labeled as crazy, and nobody's gonna listen to you. And then these people will go and continue to victimize other people. Okay, that's what they want. Now, I'm gonna show you an example of media manipulation. This dude is amazing. He points it out. Nothing but facts. Nothing about truth, justice, and American way in his videos. Okay, he's just not talking about gang stalking, not yet. Hopefully he does. But he's talking about media manipulation dealing in England last week. Time and date. I'll show you time and date. I'll show you time and date. Stop the camera. The dude is showing you media manipulation in the last week dealing with the riots over in England. All right, peace. I love you, Andre. Everybody else, have a good day.
In the UK, massive protests break out all across the country, as the Enough is Enough protests marched after a Taylor Swift dance class is attacked, where 10 were slashed, including 3 kids losing their lives. But this sparked a counter-protest of who they are calling the Muslim Patrol. So as hotels that allegedly held migrants were being smashed, the local police attempted to gain control of the British protesters, even beating them with batons. But then the counter-protesters also began beating the British citizens in the streets, including incidents that we can't even see on here. There's an awful lot to unpack as to why they're protesting, how their government seems to only come down on one particular side as if they're genuinely afraid of the other, and most importantly, how their media is actively trying to hide the attacks on its citizens. As the incident that prompted the protests was over this guy, with his face conveniently blurred out by the media, 18 days shy of his 18th birthday, going into a dance class to slash several kids in a horrific attack, where 3 girls aged 6, 7, and 9 tragically lost their lives. But the Daily Mail rushed in to classify the attacker as a quiet schoolboy from a West End musical, headlining an image of him when he was a kid himself, with Sky News using an even younger looking image of him, all omitting the fact that from the courtroom sketch, he doesn't even resemble anything like the pictures they're trying to portray him with. And I remember when this incident was first reported on, the media refused to give any information as to who or what the attacker was. So people automatically assumed that he was going to be a migrant from a non-white country, and the media was just trying to get their spin on it first. And it wasn't entirely true, as he was a second-generation immigrant, but the fact that the media kept headlining the attack stating he was a Welsh schoolboy that starred in musicals only enraged the citizens even more, as the media seemed to be more on the side of protecting the identity of the attacker as opposed to the side of the innocent kids that lost their lives. Because when they ran the stories of the kids that were attacked, they purposely put up an image of him at the same age as the girls to make him look like another one of the victims. So this sparked several protests from the Enough is Enough movement, where eventually the protests turned into riots as they set fires to police vehicles. And as the police were forced to retreat after being pelted with rocks into their riot shields, the protesters got to a hotel that allegedly housed migrants, and then they also set fire to a trash can outside of it. Then idiots began looting local stores as if this somehow was going to solve their social issues. So then the counter-protesters began to arrive to the police lines. As the so-called Muslim patrol can also be seen openly carrying weapons into the protest. And even in front of the police, they're waving around machetes. So the police began riding into the British protesters, but it just looks like they're the cavalry riding in front on the side of the counter-protesters, as several British protesters get arrested. They also get beaten and bitten by their police dogs, as the police openly tell the counter-protesters they are there to specifically protect them.
No, we're here to help and protect you. We all understand, yeah. Appreciate that, what you doing, thank you.
But are told they don't need their protection.
We don't need you, we got ourselves, mate.
And even when the media accidentally shows them carrying weapons,
then there was this, as I say, clash between protesters and the police, and that is when they then ran off across the park here. A big group ran off looking for trouble, it looked like to us. So we're just going to step away now from this group behind us. But
the police liaison just tells them to discard them.
If there's any weapons or anything like that, what I would do is discard them as a mosque.
And how insane is it that the media can literally be on live television warning the citizens about the angry far-right protesters looking for trouble, and then they accidentally catch the counter-protesters walking in black bloc carrying machetes, and their response isn't, "Oh wait, it looks like you, the viewer, should also be aware of this other threat." They just say, "Cut the camera away, this is contrary to the narrative that we're trying to portray." And the only reason you know the police were actively allowing them to be armed in the streets is because one of them live streamed the police liaison letting it slide. So when the police were questioned about their two-tiered policing,
"Are we going to end two-tier policing, sir?"
the cop just stole his mic. And when their new Prime Minister Keir Starmer was asked about it,
what do you say to these accusations about two-tier policing?
There's no two-tier policing. There is policing without fear or favour, exactly as it should be.
But here's Keir back when there were BLM riots in the UK.
To the peaceful protests, to people rightly demanding justice, has been an affront to humanity.
And here's Keir during the current riots in the UK.
Those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law. The police will be making arrests, individuals will be held on remand, charges will follow, and convictions will follow. I guarantee you will regret taking part in this disorder, whether directly or those whipping up this action online.
And it's true, they are currently arresting people in their homes over essentially thought crimes.
Arresting you on suspicion of improper use of the electronic communications network. This is in relation to some comments that you've made on a Facebook page.
I'm going to be arrested for posting on Facebook.
Some comments that are offensive, obscene, and people have made a complaint about that.
As Starmer brags about his standing army he'll sick on his own citizens.
The first is we will have a standing army of specialist officers, public duty officers, so that we'll have enough officers to deal with this where we need them.
And honestly, during times of riots and looting, if your police force is mainly unarmed crossing guards, you might need to deploy a military force to restore order. I experienced that back in Los Angeles during the BLM riots, where the looting was so bad the National Guard had to be deployed to shopping malls. But for Stormer to say he's got a standing army, not to restore order, but to basically supplement the counter-protesters attacking the citizens, I honestly worry that this might escalate into civil war, as even the media is being deserted in the streets.
Because
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
but I think, apologies for the language you're hearing, but a sense of I think you can hear there.
Yeah, Katie, I think Becky, I apologise. We need to leave you there and
it didn't end there, as a journalist posted what happened next.
No.
He's gonna us.
Gonna do the same to us.
And that wasn't the only random car that was attacked, or even their police cars get chased away. But when you look on Reddit, they're only talking about the British stopping cars in an alleged racial checkpoint, showing the protesters blocking the streets but right in front of the police. But nothing on Reddit regarding the counter-protesters also blocking the streets with zero police in sight. And again, I don't like anybody blocking the streets in the name of their movement, as nobody caught inside your blockade is going to suddenly flip sides. Blocking the streets now just seems to be an intimidation tactic to coerce the average person into being too afraid to be on the other side. I just find it interesting that certain social media websites only show you one side of the aggression, which is actually mild compared to what's really going on, where I can't show everything, but they chased down, stomped out, and stuffed this guy literally into the street. They surrounded this random pub with British citizens inside.
They're smashing the pub up, they shouldn't do that, man. That's wrong, I don't agree with that.
And when this poor guy was standing outside, the mob mercilessly stomped him into the ground, and then began shattering the windows of the pub. And again, if the British citizens are angry over kids being ended at a dance class, it doesn't matter if the media is saying the attacker was a British citizen. You're not winning the hearts and minds over the citizens by hunting them down in the streets. It's just insane to me that without social media and idiots live streaming their own crimes online, if you only had places like the mainstream media and social media sites like Reddit, you would legitimately think there's just some alt-right lunatics going around burning down a hotel over a Welsh citizen committing a crime, not understanding how the media misled them, or the fact that they're being beaten by mobs patrolling the streets with machetes, all while the news outlets and coppers conveniently look the other way. And even though this is occurring in the UK, I can see the perspective from both sides as an American not born in the US. As if my neighbors, a bunch of kids, had their lives ended by a knife at a dance party, I would be angry, but if my other neighbors started looting random stores and burning down a hotel that the suspect never lived at, I would want them to stop. But also, if a Korean guy like myself was the murderer, and Americans burned down a random Korean grocery store in anger, then I heard a group of Koreans started roaming the streets beating down random whites with machetes and hammers, I would also want them to stop. As neither of these reactions are resolving the issue, especially if our president took to the TV and said, "I'm seeing what's happening in our streets, so we need to exclusively arrest the Americans," while simultaneously allowing the Koreans to do whatever they wanted. It would only make the protesters angrier at me, as the hypocrisy only reinforces what they were originally enraged over, because the UK didn't devolve into mass riots over a single incident at a Taylor Swift dance party. They got it to a tipping point over a mass tragedy that was immediately manipulated by the media to mitigate how it could harm their political agenda. And the scary part is, we just saw a nearly identical situation occur in Ireland, and now the same exact scenario is coming to America, as time and time again we see stories of another US citizen losing their life to someone brought in by Biden's porous border policies, and like clockwork, they came in after Biden urged them to surge the border. The authorities had them in custody several times, had committed various smaller crimes since then, but were repeatedly released until they finally murdered somebody. And although we haven't reached a tipping point like in the UK, even places like deep blue New York City are seeing mass protests over migrant shelters popping up in their communities. Then in other parts of NYC, we see counter-protesters waving the same exact flags they are in the UK. with the NYPD equally struggling to restore order. And although imminent civil war seems to be thrown around a lot lately, I genuinely think we're getting close, as the way people are being pitted against each other through media manipulation both on television and the internet, I'm starting to believe it's all on purpose. So if you appreciate my concise, sometimes lighthearted commentary on what's really going on in the world, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on how the corporate media's desperation.
They want to lie. They have now built me up. So every Muslim across the country, they've built me up as the person who's organising the riots and the trouble at their mosque, which is just not, it's not true. In fact, it's not just not true. The truth is the total opposite. I've been appealing for calm. Every demonstration I've had, there's been no trouble. So they've built me up as this fool guy because they're worried about the fact we put 100,000 people on the street. None of them are talking about the issues of why people are angry. That's just all.
And of course, Tommy, for those that don't know,
continues calls for non-violence. Otherwise, the entire country would just be lied to. They just use the media to lie, to build up the narrative they want. And I know what they want to do, Alex. They want to lock me up. They want to lock me up for a long time, and they want to justify it in the public's eyes. We had to take him off the streets because he was instigating riots. Me reporting facts to the public. Their problem is I'm a journalist that they can't control. I'm not going to play their game.
Well, Tommy, here is your rally on the 27th with over 100,000 people, totally peaceful. They still arrested you for terrorism, using some terrorism regulation, but had to release you. And so it's 100% clear what they're doing. And again, they want to say it's not the British people that are fed up. No, it's all this magic leprechaun, this evil demon, Tommy Robinson. He magically caused it all. If we lock him up, it'll all go away, which is ridiculous. Now because of X, the people of Europe, and not just the UK, they're seeing what the Islamists and others are doing. That's why they're pissed.
£1 billion. There's no justice. They hit you for £1 billion. The film that they have, Alex, you know better than anyone, yeah? They've weaponised the courts. They hit you for £1 billion. There's no justice, yeah? They've weaponised the courts to destroy people like me and you. Katie Hopkins, they seized her home. Across Europe, when you go through every story, Morten Messerschmidt was the leader of the Danish People's Party. They went through the courts with him. They made up racism allegations. They've done exactly the same. Gert Wilders spoke up. They've done exactly the same. Marine Le Pen, they've done exactly the same. Anyone who speaks out against the European Union, anyone who speaks out against their globalist plans comes under attack by their weaponised courts. What I've done in my documentary is totally prove to the public, without a shadow of doubt, that they're corrupt. I've shown it with covert recordings, and then obviously they gagged me 3 years ago, Alex, you know, and when they gagged me...
It's like they did with me, and when people don't stand up for you, they will silence everybody.
If you look, Alex, at these riots, yeah, look at them. There's a lot of them I believe have been infiltrated. The police literally stood back and let them burn buildings. I believe the way they provoked the Muslim community by saying it's the EDL, Hope Not Hate put out. Hope Not Hate, who are an NGO for the government, they put out saying Muslim women have been attacked with acid. That provoked all the Muslims to come out violently. They've let this happen. They actually marched. There's videos of the police bringing about 1,000 young Muslim men from the Muslim community. They marched and they didn't try and stop them. They marched them to where the patriotic rally was, and all hell's gone on. They purposely orchestrated it. I believe they've done that to have the 4 or 5 days of riots, to then come in and say, right, we need more legislation. We need to control the internet. We need to control X. He needs to be silenced, which is what they're all parroting now. It's coming from everywhere. Yeah, they've let the violence flow. They could have stopped it. They didn't stop it. They've come down double hard. Keir Starmer has purposely provoked the entire country to bring about this violent conflict.
You're totally right. I mean, that's what the British intelligence would do in the British Army for 100 years in Northern Ireland, is it came out almost every time that the actual violent IRA leaders were double agents of MI6, and before that, British intelligence. Winston Churchill was running them famously. There's even famous documentaries made about it, and even made for TV movies. The Pinky Blinders. That's actually a true story, most of that. So they do this over and over again. Exactly. There's no doubt they're trying to stir this up so they can have a clampdown.
Yeah, total clampdown on speech, on online speech. They're saying all of this. It hasn't been instigated. It was instigated from the streets and the estates from locals, but they want to try and create this image that it's been controlled by online influencers like myself. So then they can come in. They need to get rid of the online influencers like myself, so then they can continue with their crimes and open borders, and no one can talk.